Hello, and welcome to Management and Information Processes. This is Dr. Maggie Vivoda, and I would like to share a few PowerPoint slides with you to perhaps help you understand a few more concepts in this course. As you can see, our course is entitled Management and Information Processes, so for our purposes, I would just like to start our discussion focused primarily on the concept of management. What is management? Management is defined as the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling of human and other resources to achieve organizational goals efficiently and effectively. Now, this is a quote provided by Jones and George, 2011, on page 5. Once again, management is defined as the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling of human and other resources to achieve organizational goals efficiently and effectively. What are organizations? Well, let's back it up for just a minute, because I think I want to talk a little bit more about the different parts of actual managerial tasks. We'll be discussing, I'm going to go back one slide for just a minute. Here we go. Let's first talk about planning. Management is defined as planning. To perform the planning task, managers identify and select appropriate organizational goals and courses of action. They develop strategies for how to achieve high performance. The 3 steps involved in planning are: 1. Deciding which goals the organization will pursue. 2. Deciding what strategies to adopt to attain those goals. And 3. Deciding how to allocate organizational resources to pursue the strategies that attain those goals. How well managers plan and develop strategies determines how effective and efficient the organization is, or its performance level. So let's just look at an example here. As an example of planning in action, consider the situation confronting Michael Dell, who is the founder and CEO of Dell Computers, who by 2010 was in a major contest with Steve Jobs to retain leadership in the PC and digital device market. In 1984, the 19-year-old Dell saw an opportunity to enter the PC market by assembling PCs and selling them directly to customers. Dell began to plan how to put his idea into practice. First, he decided that his goal was to sell an inexpensive PC to undercut the prices charged by companies like Apple and HP. Second, he had to choose a course of action to achieve this goal. He decided to sell PCs directly to customers by telephone and so, therefore, bypassed expensive computer stores that sold compact and Apple PCs. He also had to decide how to obtain low-cost components and how to tell potential customers about his products. Third, he had to decide how to allocate his limited funds to buy labor and other resources. He hired 3 people and worked with them around a table to assemble those PCs. You can see there's quite a bit of planning that went into this situation. Definitely quite a bit of planning. Now let's talk about organizing next as a part of management. Organizing is structuring working relationships so organizational members interact and cooperate to achieve organizational goals. Organizing people into departments according to the kinds of job-specific tasks they perform lays out the lines of authority and responsibility between different levels and groups. Managers must decide how to best organize resources, particularly human resources. Next, I'm going to talk about leading. Leading is very important. Leadership within an organization is critical. An organization's vision, as we know, is a short, succinct, and inspiring statement of what the organization intends to become and the goals it is seeking to achieve. In other words, what is its desired future state? In leading, managers articulate a clear organizational vision for the organization's members to accomplish, and they energize and enable employees so everyone understands the part he or she plays in achieving organizational goals. Leadership involves managers using their power, personality, influence, persuasion, and communication skills to coordinate people and groups so their activities and efforts are in harmony. Next, we're going to talk about controlling. In controlling, the task of managers is to evaluate how well an organization has achieved its goals and to take any corrective actions needed to maintain or improve performance. For example, managers monitor the performance of individuals, departments, and the organizations as a whole to see whether they are meeting desired performance standards. Michael Dell learned early in his career how important it took Steve Jobs a bit longer. If standards are not being met, managers seek ways to improve performance. So we're talking quite a bit about organizations. What exactly are organizations? Well, organizations are defined by Jones and George as collections of people who work together and coordinate their actions to achieve a wider variety of goals or desired future outcomes. When you work in the marketplace, you work for a company. That would be the organization that employs you. You've heard of charitable organizations. It's whenever you have a collection of people who work together and coordinate their actions to achieve a wider variety of goals or desired outcomes. Let's say you work for the American Heart Association. That is an organization. Whether it's profit or nonprofit, it's still a group of people together who are trying to achieve a particular goal. Why should you even understand what management is? Well, that's very interesting and also very important. Why should you understand management at all? Well, management is the basis of the course you're in right now. That's certainly one reason why you should understand management. But first, resources are scarce in society. In any society or culture, resources are valuable and they are scarce. So, the more efficient and effective use that organizations can make of those resources, the greater the relative well-being and prosperity of the people in that society. Second, although most people, and you see this as the second bullet point, we all encounter managers at some point in our lives. Second, although most people are not managers, and many may never intend to become managers, and that may be you, almost all of us encounter managers because most people have jobs and most people have bosses. Moreover, many people today work in groups and teams and have to deal with coworkers. Studying management helps people deal with their bosses and their coworkers. It reveals how to understand other people at work and make decisions and take actions that win the attention and support of the boss and coworkers. Third, people are in competition for a very important resource, a job. Third, in any society, people are in competition for a very important resource, a job, one that pays well, one that provides an interesting and satisfying career, and as we all know, one that helps us to attain our future lifestyle. In general, jobs become more interesting the more complex or responsible they are. Any person who desires a motivating job that changes over time might therefore do well to develop management skills and become promotable. A person who has been working for several years and then goes back to school to receive a degree, after earning the degree, finds a more interesting, satisfying job that pays significantly more than a previous job. Moreover, research has indicated that salaries increase rapidly as people move up the organizational hierarchy. We already discussed the essential managerial tasks that go into management, but as a brief review, we see they are planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Now, these four managerial tasks actually work in tandem. There isn't one that's more important than another, although I will state leading is, of course, very, very important because if you have weak or ineffective leadership, unfortunately, your organization is not going to thrive. But these essential managerial tasks work together hand in hand in harmony. So the next question, and we've discussed a little bit about this, what exactly is a strategy? According to Jones and George, strategy is a cluster of decisions about what goals to pursue, what actions to take, and how to use resources to achieve those goals. Let's think about everything you do in life that is based on a strategy, but I just want to give you one example. When you pull into a parking lot, whether you're going to school or going to work or whatever you're doing at the moment, you have to make a decision. But it's not really just a decision. You're developing a strategy in your mind even though you don't realize it. When you go into a parking lot, let us say at work, you will tend to park your car in a particular space for a particular reason. Why is that? Well, let's think about it. Maybe you know that you're going to be working until it's dark, and for safety reasons, you park under what you know will be a very bright light. Maybe you just got a new car, and you don't want anybody to ding your car, so you actually park in an area that's very safe for your car. There are a million different reasons that come into play when you use a strategy, but strategy is always important. Strategic management is always very interesting. So based on that, I hope you've enjoyed this PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully it touched on a few of the concepts that will get the wheels turning in your mind. Please ensure that you read your text. Please ensure that you take a look at the websites that are posted in the course as well. That will give you a guide for some more interesting information. And once again, I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you so much.